My name is Bill Littenbola, but my artist name, me being an artist, my name is Polymath. And I'm a musician, dancer, actor, yeah, I'm an entertainer. I'm originally from Beckton. I was born Upton Park area, to be fair. Born in Newham General. So I'm born and bred Newham based. I'm a UK Black African Brit, but yeah, just my background is, and my story is East London. East London's my story. Like I've moved around in a lot of East London areas: Bow, E3, Poplar, Stratford, Custom House, Canning Town. Newham's quite a big thing for me anyway, but East London's quite a big thing for me in general. So we're talking the way that we commune together, that's my background. Newham is where the heart is for me anyway. So East London's my place, my home. Newham is like a melting pot. We're talking like there's a lot of walks of life that you could meet. We're talking anyone that's from Christian to Muslim. I have a lot of Muslim friends, and a lot of people that are from different backgrounds in that sense. So it's a melting pot. Lithuanians, Polish, Russian, French. There's so many different types of people that you can find in Newham. So it's like a complete melting pot of culture. And a lot of people come here from what I'm hearing is like, even from way back from the docks. So it's always been very multicultural. So yeah, that's what Newham is for me. It's a melting pot if we're talking about the background of Newham. But Newham for me specifically is still home, yeah. So as a musician, I'm an R&B artist. That kind of has the stem of R&B that kind of swings into different genres. Rap, hip hop, grime, trap. You can find my R&B style in a lot of these genres. So that's like my background, my root, my foundation is R&B. I grew up singing in a choir, in a show choir called Young and Gifted. So that's where all the singing started, really and truly. I wanted to prove my sister wrong one time. She told me that I couldn't sing, and that's where the singing comes from. So the music is prevalent to now in a way that I make R&B, just due to a journey from trying to learn how to sing to writing. The writing actually really came from my older brothers when they used to write. We used to do a lot of grime back in the day. My older brother used to have decks in the house, and we used to have quite a lot of like big East London like MCs that used to come in. I don't know if you know Nasty Crew. We had Criminal. We had Little Nasty. It's just, these things are a big thing for me for music in a way that you would like to see yourself. And I see myself like coming from this place where music is so vibrant and it's so like, there's a lot of languages, a lot of codes, a lot of slang. So it's a big thing for me. This is what music is for me. Like, and being a musician from East London, from Newham, I scream that to the world, to be fair. So like being in secondary school, or being around people that used to go to the youth clubs, to the Globes, where in the youth clubs you would find a lot of ring of people that like MCing and spitting, and everyone's writing their bars and writing their raps, making sure that everybody's like tight with their raps. That's the culture. So the culture is like being able to battle or being able to make something that sounds good on the ear. So whenever you're writing stuff, you have to be skippy, you have to be witty, you have to be clean, or you have to be hard hitting and raw. I feel like with grime specifically is something that brought us quite a lot together when it came to like music specifically speaking. So yeah, I feel like the community of music came from East London, specifically for myself anyway. I don't think a lot of people like change, but things are always changing anyway. It's whether you have a positive change that can affect how you can move forward and how you feel that it makes sense for you. Having a sense of community, you can only have it if the community's one, whatever the walk is. So I feel like where things have changed from whenever it began, I'm still a part of that change. I'm still someone that's different to someone that's been there before, in a way that my family's come from my family originally are from Africa. So where they've came, predominantly the Caribbean society might have been here, the African society is now starting to add. Being from East London is like, me being born here, of course there's I wouldn't even say there's an identity crisis specifically speaking, but it's like, I like to know both sides of what the spectrums are for being African and being a British East Londoner. So Newham right now is a melting pot. So you'd have to realise that the history of Newham or the history of East London, it's important to know it. So then you know exactly what was here before you, so that you respect it as well. That's what I feel like people need to do now if they are going to be here. I mean, it's like when you go back home to Africa, you can't just go there. You'd have to learn the history and understand how people work there. And that's just why I like East London, because I felt like I was taken in quite easily in the way that the community was treating my family, my brothers. And realistically speaking, it's so important that if you really tap in why the community is the way it is, then you know why there's change, or then you know why there's different shops, like we know that there's gentrification happening right now that people don't really like. And you can really touch on these topics and feel like, oh, it really tugs the heart, because people are getting moved out of their homes and they're building new shops and they're making the prices go up, so it's a bit harder for people to live. But realistically speaking, the community is what makes the change. And that's what's important about East London, to be fair. I feel like when the community ties together, whatever walk it is, we all have the same kind of heart towards each other. So like the changes in East London and Newham, it comes from the people. It doesn't come from the people that, you know, have the decisions to make life a bit more gentrified in this space, or make it look a bit nicer, or make it a bit more picturesque. It's important to know that the community can do something about it too. Like, with the language of it being, there's a lot of slangs and there's a lot of like, accents, and there's a lot of ways that people say things. So it's like, you know, we're talking Cockney. The Cockneys, specifically from East London, obviously everybody knows the Cockneys are from this side of London. But learning words like apples and pears, mince pies, which is your eyes, they're codes. But even now, like if we're talking about East London now, if I say, that girl was peng, that means that girl's beautiful. There's a lot of code. So what I've realised is East London's always had codes, even back then and even till now. It's crazy that the way that we still have the translations of knowing that it comes from slang and it comes from like speaking our own languages in a weird way. But the language is very much code in East London. If you know a certain word, if you know certain words like let's cotch, let's chill, that's old school. Let's bake off, which is something new now, which is quite broad around London, to be fair. But this is all like new slang. The language stuff is really important. That it shows you know where you're from. Especially people from South London, they have a certain lingo. People from North London, they have a certain lingo. People from East London definitely have a certain lingo. And I'm proud of it, to be fair, man. It's just another way to communicate. It's important. It's a palette of understanding. The message is to know your history if you can, if there's access there, if you're interested as well. Some people are not interested in history, but I feel like anything that was there before you, whether good or bad, it's still important to know, so then you know what to do with that information. Just be your authentic self. A lot of people will see that you've come from somewhere and you're going somewhere, so authenticity, seek that within yourself if you can. And that comes from the past too.